Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
And this week we're discussing the episode Sister Theresa.
Which, quite honestly, is not like Sister Theresa.
This episode originally aired November 25th, 1994, attracting 8.77 million viewers. Number one at the box office this week, Star Trek Generations.
Oh.
Number one on the Billboard charts,
I'll make love to you from Boys to Men.
yes. And for video games, there's maybe one important game that came out this week.
Maybe one?
Maybe. Just a tiny one. But we're going to go with the lesser-known one first. So first, King's Quest VII.
Neat. King's Quest. Neat.
This game being notable for the first game to use SVGA graphics. Which basically just meant a resolution bump from VJ.
Oh, man.
Alrighty.
The slightly more well-known and profitable franchise, Warcraft, made its debut.
Well, alrighty then.
See, one of those is world-renowned and very profitable, and the other is King's Quest.
But, I mean, King's Quest was, an important game.
Sure.
In general.
But it was up against Warcraft.
Yeah.
Well, who knows if most people were just kind of like, there's the one thing that's somewhat well known, or the brand new thing that just came out.
I mean, it
DC
was a hit, so, that's a thing.
Yeah, Warcraft might have been a bit of a hit, David.
Wah.
Just like a little bit.
Or it ended up becoming, World of Warcraft later on. A little bit. Yeah.
Well, even like Warcraft 3.
Yeah, I know. Up to
Not
Warcraft 3.
Reforged. Just vanilla Warcraft 3.
I'm not talking about the remakes or
Yeah,
whatever.
with how things are nowadays, where that particular series is kind of hitting a wall and going down into a terrible downward spiral of doom, death, and destruction.
I don't exactly know what's up with them right now, but...
Well, apparently it was just basically released and it's just unfinished.
Which is weird because, Warcraft 3 was a finished game, wasn't it?
It was a very good finished game, but they released it very buggy and with poor performance when they did the remaster.
Lovely.
Because they're like, we can just make these tiny fixes. It's fine. It will be fine. And then it's not fine, and everyone's like, Argh. And then they're like,
I never played Warcraft.
You've never played Warcraft?
No. I haven't played King's Quest either, but I know of the series.
You
In my
should play
case,
Warcraft 3. It's relatively cheap and it's very, very good.
I managed to 3, but I got my tushy handed to me in competition thingies.
Anyway, in this episode, after an incident at home, Amy asks Corey to try to be more polite. He agrees, and at school says, "Bless you," when Mr. Feeney sneezes. Which shocks Mr. Feeney.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And holds the boys' restroom door open for a confused Eric. He then bumps into a girl named TK and politely picks up her things. She takes a liking to Corey.
Oh,
Bollocks. I moved my spot. I lost my spot. At first, things are great, and Corey is delighted to be in a relationship. Even Harley Kiner and his lackey seem to treat him with more respect.
It's wait, Harley is calling me Corey instead of Baboon.
Baboon.
this is mildly... What sort of thing could supposedly cause this change?
It's like, what did I do to get this treatment?
However, one day he arrives home to find his living room filled with TK's gifts, including wreaths, sirloin steaks, and a life-size candy clown. The clown is terrifying.
The sirloin steaks.
I love the
These are going
delivery
to be great
guy.
on the grill.
The delivery guy's like, "Why don't you sit down and I'll go cook up some steaks?
Don't worry.
On the way."
Don't worry, I'll find a way. And Corey's dad makes friends with him now. It's his new best friend.
It's so good. Amy advises him to take things slow and Corey tries to break up with TK. However, she takes it harshly, and Corey soon gets a visit from her brother. Turns out TK stands for Theresa Kiner, and her brother forces him to take her on a nice, polite date to the drive-in with Frankie playing chaperone.
Whose idea was it? Was it to have Frankie as chaperone? Was that to...
It must have been Harley's.
But... That's weird.
Yes, I know Frankie's an idiot, but he's one of his boys. And I mean, he's got two boys.
Yeah.
He's got Frankie and he's got Dingus. I don't remember Dingus's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
But honestly, who would you entrust things with? Frankie or Dingus?
Probably Frankie.
Yeah, he's the most trustworthy one.
Yeah.
However, Theresa isn't looking for plight. She gets rid of Frankie by giving him enough money to satisfy his snack cravings. Because he saw an ad at the movie theater.
The little snack food is dancing. I must not give in to temptation.
And proceeds to try to make out with Corey. Corey manages to distract her by asking her why she doesn't like baseball. She tells him about her time as a kid when her dad took her to a game on her birthday. Despite arranging for her name to flash on the scoreboard, he abandoned her to go off with some woman. She had to call her brother Harley to come and get her. Corey sympathizes with her and is delighted that the tough guy, Harley's real name is Harvey. Chuckling, she tries to kiss him. About this time, Harley shows up and is, well, not terribly happy.
Brotherly protection.
Corey accidentally calls him Harvey, which further enrages him. With the help of Sean, who is nearby to keep an eye on him, they manage to get away.
Why did you have to say my name? Now I'm targeted too!
The next day at school, Harley comes after him. Corey insists that he was being polite and that TK came on to him. Harley confirms this with some nearby guys that she does this on dates, and then feels depressed. Corey comforts him, saying that TK always looks up to him, and he decides to try to set her straight. He also agrees that while he hopes they continue to date, in the end it's up to them. On their next date, Corey and TK have a lobster dinner at the Matthews house.
Oh, and it's a delightful lobster dinner where TK is just all robotic.
Yes, it's quite stilted and monotone. She tries to be polite. However, when Eric points out that one of the lobsters is missing a claw, she violently rages. Realizing her mistake, she returns to her practice phrases. It's so good.
Well, it's at least nice that the family got an idea of how she truly acts.
A little bit, yeah.
Because again, the act is somewhat good for the first date, but you're gonna have to show your true colors sometime.
It's like, this meal is very, very good. You are all nice people, yada yada.
Why I oughta? So good.
No, everything has to be perfect. God damn it.
Yes. Okay. So did either of you have anything else to add about this episode?
I question how Topanga felt about this. But she wasn't really in the episode. So
She's not in this episode, so she doesn't exist.
I guess so.
That's basically how continuity works right now.
I'm noticing. It's like, oh, I guess Corey's just gonna go with some other girl right now, despite
last episode
whatever.
we set up him and Topanga as a couple.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the middle school, early high school age of things.
Meaning,
Chance to experience.
Yeah, a chance to cheat with Topanga.
anyway, if there's nothing else about this episode, next week we'll be discussing the episode The Beard. Amy is looking to buy a new car but is having difficulty choosing. Corey and Eric have suggestions. Also, Amy and Alan get in an argument. It's going to be bollocks. Until next week, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.